Okay, now that we have our balloons and parts list all completed, what we want to do is we want to have one document, and now I've kind of switched. This is what the finished product is. I have a PDF document that shows all 6 of my parts. There's my assembly and exploded view, there's my dimension drawings, and they're fully dimensioned. In order to do that, what we want to do, we don't want 6 separate files for each drawing. If I click on my Place Views tab, there's an option up here. See, right over here we see here sheet number 1. We want to not do different files but insert a new sheet. So I'll go ahead and put my dates in there. And your regular puzzle cube parts, they can all be 1-to-1 scale. Okay, so that's what we'll set up to do, is all 1-to-1. And see, there's sheet 2, and we could just keep going. Go ahead and do all 6 sheets. Put the date in. 1-to-1 scale for all 6 sheets. Okay, now you can see I've paused the recording for a moment, but I have all 6 sheets. If I double click on a sheet, I can go back, and that's sheet that's not grayed out is the one that's active that I'm looking at. But all those are in one file, and of course be a good time to save this file. Okay, let's go ahead and go to sheet 2. Now what you want to do is you want to bring in all your views, and it's important that you have the correct view chosen for your front view. Now when I select base view, and let's say I pick part number 1, let's see, and I'm not sure, and we want to do all these 1-to-1 scale, so I made my scale bigger. I don't think that's a very good view for my front, and you'll see why. My front view ends up having a hidden line. Okay, so now that wasn't exactly visible at first, but once it's created, it was. So let's go ahead and take all those out. So what you got to do is you want to make sure, now in this case it looks like the back view of part number 1 would be a good view to dimension. And notice as soon as you bring in the front view, it changes up here from bringing in a base view to bringing projected. Now we just had to escape and get out of that when we were doing our isometrics, but now we want to project those right angle. And so there's the top, there's the right, and there's the isometric. Okay, so your front view, if possible, your front view should not have hidden lines. And you are probably going to have some views that will have hidden lines, and once in a while there's a part that will have a hidden line, but you want to avoid it if possible. So the other thing is, we don't want these dimension drawings to be in color, but we may want our isometric to be in color. So I'm going to select Edit View, and then we'll go ahead and shade that one. Okay, so that'll be in color. Now before you start putting dimensions on, it's a good idea to make sure that you have all your base views correct and your projected views. Let's go to sheet 3 again. Let me show that again. A base view, let's go to part 2. Okay, and even this view is okay for the front, but it's not the best. Okay, when I go to dimension, my dimensions are going to need to come off the bottom of the drawing. So let me take that out. I just deleted that view. And let me go to cube part 2. What you can do, if you need to fix let me click on my cube. I want to dimension this. I do want that view to be the front, but I want to rotate it around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go back to my drawing sheet. Okay, and then bring in base, and notice there's an option that is current view. So whatever way that file is open or saved, that's the view I want to use for that. And of course, we'll create all those views. Again, edit, let's make that view in color. Okay, so that, and again, these should be projected. So as you notice, as I move the top view around, if I need to reposition, it's connected to the front view, and the right view is connected to the front view also. So you're bringing in your top, front, right, but again, it is very important that your views are correct. If your views are not correct, then if you have dimensioning mistakes to fix, you will have to start over on bringing in the views.